eventually to applications, to new technologies, and these new technologies will allow you to develop new devices which will allow you to probe nature more precisely than before, and so you will learn again about nature. And here I am defining a kind of virtuous loop going from observation to theory to technologies and to new observation and so on. And this is a way science builds up knowledge, making knowledge coming from observation, from proof, from demonstrations that what you have been observed is really true and really the facts. And so you define truth as scientific truth, as something which comes from this very well-organized and virtuous system. Now you have, of course, people who don't believe in that. They just have the idea that what they see is true without making any theory. They assume that any opinion is a theory. I'm talking, for instance, about the people who advocate creationism against Darwinism, and this is something which becomes very worrisome in this time. And science is very fragile in front of that, because if you are discussing with people who don't accept the values of science and the way science is building up step by step in the way I've described, there is nothing you can say rationally, because they don't follow the rational reasoning. I think that in the end, science wins, because science has results, and the results of science are all the discoveries, all the devices which have revolutionized our lives during the last century, in science, in medicine, in technology, and so on. So eventually science will win, and we have to believe in that, and it has happened in the past. In the 17th century, when Galileo tried to put forward the ideas of Copernicus about the fact that it was the Earth was moving around the Sun and not the opposite, the Pope was against Galileo, and eventually Galileo won over the Pope. And in the 19th century, when Darwin put forward the evolution theory, a lot of people were against it, and a lot of people are still against it now, but it's clear that the evolution theory is winning because it explains things and it led to all the revolution we know in biology. And I am sure that science will, today we have some politicians who say that some words should be censored. Trump has said that the word scientifically proven in any reports from the NSF. Yes. So this is of course absurd, and I'm sure that science will prevail over Trump after some time. So we have to be hopeful, we have to be optimistic about that. Science has been proved, not only the result of science, but the scientific mind, the scientific way of doing things has proved to be successful over the last centuries, and I'm sure it will again overcome this negative and this strange attitude. I'm very much surprised that now at the beginning of the 21st century we still have to face these kind of problems, but this is the way it is and we have to deal with that.
So I'll ask